I hope you're all okay and I hope you're all surviving the lockdown in week 4 already. I feel like it's such a long time since I saw all of you, and I just wanted to share with you a hour-long Vinyasa class today. It's a class we were all working on before we were closed down, so I thought it'd be great to jump back in and see what we remember, what I remember, what your body remembers, and take it from there really. Feel free to share this class with anyone you think might enjoy or benefit from this, and you're free to use it as many times as you like. It's completely free, and I want to do it for my own personal benefit and growth and positivity, as well as helping you guys hopefully feel a little bit more calm and connected with the world of yoga. So I think let's just jump straight in. Get your mats ready. I prefer if you have bare feet, but obviously it's up to you. So we're going to start sitting cross-legged, nice easy position. Just coming into the body, letting your mind focus and rest on the next hour, forgetting anything that might have happened this morning or during the day so far, and just tuning into your own breath. We're going to use this hour for ourselves, being completely selfish and forgetting about anything else we need to worry about or be scared of or feel anxious about. And this is just for you. So taking a few long inhales and exhales through the nose, filling the chest and the belly with air. Focusing your mind on your own breath. That's the only thing I want you to think about right now. And I'd like you to take a hand to the belly and one to the heart. And just slowly start to feel these two areas of the body filling with air. So you'll feel your belly, chest, and then exhale from your chest down to your belly, feeling the belly soften. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, chest and belly. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, chest and belly. And just in your own breath cycle, doing a few more rounds in your own time. Really filling the belly and the chest underneath your hands. Really tuning into your own breath. And gradually letting the hands fall back down to the side. We're going to take a slow work down onto our back, so we'll be lying down all together, legs outstretched in front of you. Letting the back and the back of the body settle, arms relax to the side. On your next inhale, I want you to bring in your right leg, hugging your knee to your chest. And slowly just start to circle the hip in the joint, warming that hip joint, oiling it up, one way and then the other. You can make this as big or as small as you like, maybe stopping in some places that feel a little tighter or working through them. Trying to keep that left hip grounded into the mat so we're not rolling onto the side. And letting that go. Inhale, bring in the left leg this time, hugging knee to chest. And slowly starting to circle the hip. The same on the other side. Noticing any differences from side to side. Does one hip feel tighter or one is looser? Again, one way and the other, trying to anchor that right hip into the floor so you're not riding over. As big or as small as you like, maybe holding it in some places, or keep the circle going. And gradually letting that fall down to the earth. This time, inhale, bring both knees in, and just feel the rounding of the back, massaging the lower spine into the floor, maybe rocking side to side, feeling the ease of the back of the mat on the floor. And when you're ready, rocking onto your right side and making your way up to all fours. So I want you to feel the hands are under the shoulders and the knees are under the hips. And we're slowly just going to start to roll round over the wrists, warming the wrists up, taking a little bit of weight forwards and around, circling, and maybe taking this a little bigger, and maybe involving the spine. So you can start to round, curve, arch the spine, making your own little dance up. Maybe looking behind at your toes, stretching out the side body, involving the neck, arching and stretching out the whole spine. And when you've had enough, gradually sit back into your child's pose, stretching the arms forward, relaxing the forehead to the mat. You can take a little roll from side to side, or you can come up to fingertips and really feel an intense stretch in the shoulder blades. Again, rocking side to side. And from here, walk your hands in towards your knees. We're going to roll up the spine nice and slowly. And we're going to slowly make our way so that we come back to all fours, tuck the toes, and we're going to hover the knees off the floor slightly. Engage the tummy, holding for a couple more breaths, rooting down through the arms, and relax. And I'm going to do that one more time, coming slightly higher. Engage the belly, lifting the knees, send the tailbone high. Keep the knees soft. Strengthen the arms and soften. And we're going to do that one more time. This time we're going to push all the way up into our downward dog, stretching through the backs of the legs and stretching through the arms. And you can pedal through the legs here, warming up those hamstrings. It's the first stretch of the day, so go easy on the legs. Maybe keep the knees nice and soft. Having a little wiggle, maybe through the hips, side to side. And when you're ready, come to tiptoes. We're going to walk all the way forwards. Keep the knees nice and soft, hanging over the legs. Taking hold of the elbows and maybe just swaying side to side. And when you're ready, letting the arms fall, we're going to roll up nice and slowly, tucking the pelvis, coming up by each vertebra, one at a time. Head's last to come up. I want you to roll the shoulders open, sending energy through the crown of the head and energy through the fingertips. One nice big inhale and sigh everything out. Okay, let's come to the top of our mat. I'm just going to set my timer so I know how long I'm keeping you for. And we're going to take our sun salutation. So inhale, sweep the arms up, looking towards the sky. Exhale, fold forwards, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, shins lengthen. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands and stepping back to high plank. From here, lower the knees, then lower the chest between the hands. Inhale, scoop the chest forward into a baby cobra, push through the hands. Exhale to soften, push through the hands, tuck the toes, sending the hips high, back into downward dog. And take a few breaths here. You can still paddle out the feet. Sending energy through all 5 fingers and thumbs and back through the heels. Reaching up with the tailbone. Exhale, soften to look forwards and stepping forwards. Inhale, keep the chin lifted. Exhale to soften. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, looking towards the sky. And exhale, hands back to prayer. And inhale, sweep the arms up, look towards the thumbs. Exhale, soften and fold forwards. Keep the knees soft, relax the head. Inhale, come to halfway lift. Hands come to shins or thighs. Exhale to soften. Plant the hands and step back to high plank. Lower knees, chest. And inhale, come up to baby cobra, heart forwards. And exhale to soften. Tuck the toes, send the hips high, back up to our downward dog. And a few breaths here. Again, using this pose to gather your breath, gather your thoughts. Looking back towards the back of your mat. Exhale, soften the knees, look forwards. Inhale, step, reaching with the chin. Exhale to soften. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Energy through the fingers, looking towards the sky. And exhale, hands back to prayer. Inhale, sweep the arms high, rooting down through the ground. Exhale, fold forward, hinge from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your spine. Exhale to soften back down, plant the hands and step to high plank. Lower knees and lower chest, one straight line with the body. Inhale, send the heart forwards, baby cobra. Push through the hands. Exhale to soften, tuck the toes, send the hips high into downward dog, and a few more breaths here. Really using this practice for yourself and for your body. So whatever you feel like you need to do. Really trying to tuck the pelvis and send it high so that it's reaching to the ceiling. Exhale, soften the knees, look forwards and step towards the front of your mat. Keep the chin lifted. Exhale to soften and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, looking towards the sky. And exhale, hands back to prayer. Inhale, sweep the arms forwards, hips back, sitting on our chair, Utkatasana. Zipping the ribs in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come to halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands and step to high plank. You can lower knees, chest, or you can go one straight line, tucking elbows into side body. Keep the belly lifted. Inhale, sweep the heart all the way up towards upward dog. Exhale, send the hips high to downward dog. From here, stepping through with the right leg, turning out that back foot. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Warrior one. Hips facing forwards. Exhale, frame the foot. Stepping back to high plank. Exhale, lowering one straight line on knees, chest. Inhale, pull the heart through to upward dog. Exhale, send the hips high. Inhale, step through the left foot this time. Pivot out on that back foot. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching upwards. And exhale to soften. Send the leg back to high plank, lowering one straight line. Inhale, halfway lift, up to upward dog. Exhale to downward dog, and 5 breaths here. Really using this downward dog as your resting pose, trying to bring the breath back into the body, into your natural rhythm. Maybe give the head a little shake, make sure there's no tension in the neck. And when you're ready, exhale, soften and look forwards. Inhale, step towards the front, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping back onto that chair pose, reaching arms forwards and up, hips back. And exhale to reach to the sky, hands back to prayer. And another round. Inhale, sitting back on our chair, reaching forwards with the arms, shoulders down. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shins lengthening. Exhale to fold. Hands planted, step back to high plank. Lower knees, chest, or one straight line, elbows bent. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step through that right foot, pivot the left. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, folding down, stepping to high plank, lowering down. Inhale, upward dog. dog. Exhale to downward dog. Step straight through the left foot this time. Pivot the back foot. Inhale, breath at the top. Exhale, folding back down, frame the foot, stepping to high plank. Lower knees, chest, or one straight line. Inhale, send the heart all the way through to the sky. Exhale, hips up to downward dog. And another 5 breaths here. Really rooting down through the ground, through the heels, reaching towards the back of the mat while your hands are reaching forwards. One more breath. And on your next exhale, soften the knees, look forwards and step towards the front. Halfway lift. And exhale to soften and fold. Inhale, sweep and slip back on that chair. Reaching back with the hips, forward with the arms. Inhale to rise, root down through the ground with those feet. And exhale, hands back to prayer. One more round. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, stretching the spine. Exhale to soften and relax. Plant the hands and step into high plank. Lowering one straight line, keep the elbows tucked. Inhale, heart comes all the way up to upward dog. Exhale, hips all the way up to downward dog. From here, step through the right foot, pivot the back, and slowly reaching up with those arms, hips facing forwards. And exhale, soften down. Send the leg back, high plank. Exhale to soften and lower. Inhale, sweep the heart through. Exhale, send the hips high. Stepping through the left foot. Inhale, pivot the back foot and arms all the way up to the sky, reaching to the top. And exhale, soften back down. Send the leg back to high plank, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale to halfway lift up to upward dog. And exhale, sending the hips high. And 5 breaths here. Really stretching out those legs, bringing the breath back to normal. No tension in the neck. Shake the head for me. And on your next exhale, soften, look forward and step towards the front. Keep the chin lifted. And exhale, soften down. Inhale, sweep the hands forwards. Hips back, chair pose. Really sucking in that tummy, sucking in the ribs. Exhale, stand, reach towards the sky. Zipping those legs together. Hands come back to prayer. Very nice. I hope you're feeling a little bit warmer. So we'll have a little moment just to shake anything out, readjust anything, and we'll find the front of our mat again. From here, we're going to reach arms forwards, hips back, coming back into our chair pose. I really want you to think about a nice long, straight spine with the neck attached so that it's not sticking up or looking down. And I want you to really zip the legs together. Feel the inner thighs working. Feel everything squeezing together. Ribs are nicely tucked in so they're not flaying out. One more breath here. And hands come to prayer. We're going to soften and twist over to our right side. So left elbow comes to right knee. Pivoting around on that spine, lengthening through the back. Hands are in prayer. Using that left elbow to pivot yourself further into the twist. I want the twist to come from your lower sacrum rather than the upper chest. Looking up towards the sky, past that shoulder. One more breath. And coming back to center, holding it there for a couple of breaths. Reaching, sinking a little lower if you can. Exhale, we're going to fold, coming into our twist on the other side. So right elbow to left knee this time. Pushing into that elbow to knee, using that to rotate around the spine so that you're in one axis rather than a couple of pieces. Lifting out through that upper chest, sending energy through the crown of the head and through the tail. Couple more breaths. See if you can go a tiny bit further on the last breath. Inhale, come back to center, and folding forward, relaxing over the legs. From here, if your legs are together, bring them to hip width apart. I want you to take your first 2 fingers on each hand and tuck them around your big toes. We're going to inhale, lengthen the spine from the base, and exhale, we're going to start to slowly fold and soften forward. You can keep a nice soft bend in the knee if there's any tight hamstrings out there. And I want your elbows to think about going from east to west. Make sure the head's relaxed, no tension in the neck or shoulders. Couple more breaths here. And on your next inhale, release the hands, coming to fingertips. And we're going to slowly lift the heels. And we're going to slot our hands underneath our feet. So they're palm up. And we're trying to get our toes towards the back of our wrists. And we're going to keep the knees nice and soft. Inhale, lengthen the spine, nice and long. And exhale, fold forwards. Really trying to reach forward with the crown of the head rather than curving that upper back. This pose is called Padahastasana. It means hand to foot. So we're really trying to root our foot into the back of our hand to feel the energy in one big circle. Couple more breaths here. Try to lengthen the back of the leg slightly if you can, if you've got the hamstring strength. And exhale, coming to fingertips. Inhale, hands to hips. And slowly coming all the way back up. One straight spine so that we don't go dizzy. And shake it out, shake the legs a little bit. And we're going to come back to the top of our mat. So, inhale, sweep the arms out, look towards the sky. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, flat out your spine. Exhale to soften and plant your hands. Step back to high plank. We're going to lower down into our vinyasa and pull the heart through to upward facing dog. And then send the hips high and up into downward dog. From here, let's inhale and raise the right leg, trying to keep the hips square, facing to the mat, to the front. And then inhale, bring knee to nose, doming the back, scooping the belly, and sending it high into 3-legged dog one more time. Inhale, coming through, knee to nose, and we're going to step that foot through this time so that it plants down between the hands. From here, I want you to reach through that left arm into the floor. We're going to slowly peel off the right hand, taking a nice easy twist, looking up towards that hand. You can drop the back knee here if you want. Really opening through the chest, opening through the shoulders, feeling space in the upper body. And exhale, we're going to soften back down. And from here, I want you to plant that back foot, turning it out. We're going to slowly peel ourselves up into warrior two. So hips are facing the front, facing me, arms are to the side, sinking into that leg. I want your front heel to be in line with the arch of the back of your foot. Your hips are over your shoulders and arms are straight, shoulders down and looking over that front arm. Virabhadrasana 2, so this warrior 2. And we can just take a couple of pulses here, gaining a bit of strength in that front thigh. Keep that focus over the front hand. Shoulders soft, maybe dropping the arms open and back really helps to drop the shoulders down the back. Couple more pulses. And next bend of that front knee, I want you to tuck in that front arm. We're going to reach over into our extended side angle. One long straight line from fingertips down to our toe. Head is in line, neck is relaxed, shoulders are away from the ears. And try not to lean too much energy into that foot. You can maybe even try to take the arm away, using the core and the obliques to hold you up. Opening chest up to the sky. One more breath here. And on your next exhale, look down. Straighten back into warrior two, straighten that leg. And drop in the arms. We're going to turn the foot in, maybe come to a shorter stance, and I want you to feet to be slightly pigeoned, so they're turning in, so your big toes are looking at each other. From here, hands on hips, inhale to lengthen, Exhale, we're going to start to fold forward, hinging from the hips. And if you can, letting the arms fall to the mat. Make sure the spine is nice and long and you're folding from the hips. Make sure your weight is evenly spread between the feet so you're not rocking back or forwards. And if you can slowly start to walk the hands maybe a little further back. Maybe they'll reach so that they're in line with your toes. And think about squeezing the elbows in, drawing the shoulder blades back and down, head reaching forwards. Nice. And from here, plant the left hand into the floor. We're going to inhale, sweep the right arm up and away, looking up towards that top arm, feel a nice opening in the chest, and relax. Plant the right hand, sweep and open up to the sky, and relax. And from here, I want you to curl your hands around to the other side so you're facing the back of your mat. Your feet follow, and you can bring them in slightly so that they're both facing forwards, but the back foot can be slightly turned out. From here, you can have your hands placed on the mat. You can keep the knees bent. We're going to lengthen the spine and slowly start to fold. See if you can bring that body closer to the front leg. If you've got anything in your house that resembles a block, maybe some books, you can stack the hands on those if you can't reach down to the front of the floor. And we're just trying to lengthen the spine. We're not trying to round and crunch, we're trying to lengthen out. Really good, guys. Keep breathing through this. One more breath, lengthen a tiny bit further if you can. And from here, we're going to slowly start to pull all the weight into our front foot, so into the left foot, crawling forwards with the hands. See if you can start to release that back leg. Just taking a bit of weight over that front foot and bringing it up level with the hips. Square the hips so that that hip isn't rolling out. I want it to face down. And if you can, start to play with your balance. See if you can bring a hand up. We're in Warrior 3. So that everything's in one nice long straight line. Hands can be in prayer, or they can fly down behind you, or maybe even reach out in front of you. And coming back down, bringing the leg in, relaxing over. We're going to roll up nice and slowly. Head comes up last. Opening the shoulders, energy through the fingers, and shaking out the legs. So let's do that on the other side. So we'll start the other end of our mat. So whichever mat side you use first, we're going to switch and do the other side. So coming to the top of this side, feet together, rooting down. Energy through the crown of the head. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look towards the sky. Exhale, fold forwards, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. And exhale, folding forwards, plant the hands and step into high plank. From here, we can lower knees, chest, or you can lower in one straight line. Inhale, send the heart all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hips go up into downward dog. From here, exhale, we're going to slowly come up, sending our left leg high this time into three-legged dog. We're going to go inhale, pivot and dome that back so that you come knee to nose. And extend, exhale, send the leg high. Inhale, knee to nose again. Pivot that back, tuck in the tummy, try to touch that kneecap to nose, stepping through into our low lunge. From here, you can drop the back knee if you want, or you can keep it nice and lifted. We're going to plant the right hand and slowly come into a nice easy twist, sending that left arm high, looking up towards the sky, really trying to peel open that chest, finding some space in the upper body. And exhale, let's fold back down to the floor. So let's put some energy into that back foot, lifting the knee if it was down, pivot it out so it's facing parallel with the back of the mat. We're going to slowly open up into Warrior 2 on the other side. So that front knee is channeling over the foot. We're not having it roll in or out. And your arch of the back foot is in line with the heel of the front. your hips are over the middle of your body. You're sinking into that front thigh, so you should feel nice, strong, powerful thighs. Arms on the top, sinking down. And look over that front arm. Make sure your shoulders are dropped. You may want to play, making the shoulder blades drop, focusing over that front finger. And breathing here, don't forget to breathe. And we're slowly going to come to a few pulses to get a bit of strength in the left quad. Just sinking and lowering and then stretching, pulling up the thighs. Sucking everything in like you're trying to draw the mat together when you rise. So pulling everything in and lower. One more time. And when we sink this time, we're going to bring the elbow to knee, coming into our extended side angle. So nice, relaxed shoulders, neck away from the shoulders, ears away. Reaching one straight line from fingertips to toes. Maybe even sweeping the arm, using the obliques and twisting open to look up towards the sky, opening the chest. You can even take your arm to really peel open your own ribcage, feeling that open space. Nice, one more breath. And exhale, lift down, coming to warrior two, stretching out and lower the arm. So we'll bring the feet in a little, pigeon the toes again. This time I want you to interlace the hands behind your back. Inhale, stretch and lengthen the spine, look up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward, taking the arms overhead, using gravity to pull the shoulder blades away and down. Feeling a really nice stretch in the shoulders. You can keep the knees soft, or you can try to straighten them, but make sure the thighs are pulling up so you're not locking into your knees. Lots of energy through the feet so that all your toes are planted and rooting down. One more breath here. And exhale, slowly let the hands fall back to the mat. We're going to do a couple of opens here. So right hand plants, left arm peels, looking up towards the sky. And fold back down. Left hand plants, right hand floats up to the sky, open the chest. And folding back down. This time pivoting around to the first side that we started on, bringing the feet with you, bringing the foot in so that you're in train tracks. Feet facing forwards, the back one slightly pivoted out. We're going to take the blocks or bricks again here if you want to hold on to something, or you can try to reach down towards the floor or hold your shin. We're going to inhale to lengthen from the base of the spine all the way to the crown of the head, and exhale, try to fold a tiny bit further, keeping that length. So we're not folding here, we're not curving, we're lengthening forwards. It doesn't matter how low you can go, it's more about keeping the spine straight and long. So really breathing here, no tension in the neck. And when you're ready, slowly bringing the weight forwards onto that front foot. Seeing if you can release the back leg. You can keep the front knee bent if you need. We're going to slowly start to bring that leg up. Maybe coming into warrior three. You can keep the arms down, or they can hold onto the shin. Come into prayer, but make sure your hips are square. Hands can reach back, flying, soaring through the air. And when you've had enough, folding back down, releasing that leg, and slowly we're going to roll all the way back up. And relaxing the shoulders. Have a little shake, shaking out the legs. Okay, let's do a couple of balances now. So find, you can either face me or in front of your mat, wherever you're comfortable. You might want to be near a wall. I want you to think about sinking all the weight into your left foot so that your right foot starts to release. From here, turning that foot out from the hip, you can stay here, or you can come to ankle, or maybe you can start to creep it up, tucking that foot into inner thigh. And then holding here, pushing foot into thigh, thigh into foot. It's our tree pose, Vrikshasana. Maybe bringing hands to prayer. Finding a nice focus point. You can play with the arms. They might want to reach up. You might want to open out. Wherever's good for you. You might even want to have a little sway, tree in the breeze. And when you're ready, exhale, releasing back down. Give the legs a little shake. Let's do that on the other side. So pouring all the weight into our right foot, letting that left foot float. Maybe turning it out from the hip. Maybe it stays here. Maybe it's just on your ankle. Or maybe it starts to creep a little higher and you can tuck it into your inner thigh. Pushing that foot into the thigh while the thigh is pushing into the foot. Hands come to prayer. Breathing. Maybe hands come up to the sky or open out. Tucking in that tummy, holding the stability in the core. Couple more breaths. And slowly exhale, soften back down. Coming into our Tadasana, mountain pose. Really nice. Okay, let's find the top of our mat again. We're going to make our way down to the floor just for a quick flow. So inhale, sweep the arms up, look towards the sky. Exhale, fold forwards, relaxing over the legs, head nice and heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding, plant the hands and step back. This time we're going to lower knees and we're going to lower our chest. Coming to lie flat on the back, on the mat, sorry. Let the hands go down beside your body. Energy through the legs, reaching out through the toes. We're going to inhale, start to peel off the head, coming into a small back bend, feeling the lower back really start to engage. Reach the toes away, reach the head forward, and relax. And one more time, inhale, sweep the chest forwards, trying to reach through with the crown of the head while reaching back with the hands and the feet, and lower. One more time, we're going to interlace the hands this time. Inhale, pulling back with the arms while reaching forward with the head and the chest. Feeling the shoulder blades scoop together, squeezing in the bum. And exhale, soften all the way back down. And relaxing. We're going to send the hands under the shoulders, push back through to upward, and sending it back to child's pose. And just relaxing over here. Feeling our breath return to normal. And when you're ready, slowly let's roll up and let's find a comfortable seat. So just finding your way to swing around your legs. We're going to come into our Dandasana, staff pose. So feet facing forwards, hands by the side. You want your shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And we're going to really engage everything so that legs are squeezing together, heart is reaching forwards, chin is trying to reach towards the heart so you feel a slight lock in your throat, looking towards the big toes. This might look like quite an easy pose, but if everything is working and squeezing, you should start to feel a little bit of a shake in the muscles. Couple more breaths here. Please make sure you're still breathing. One more breath. And relax. Give the legs a little shake. Okay, from here, let's inhale. Energy through the toes. Look towards the sky. Exhale, we're going to fold forward, reaching towards the camera, reaching towards me, reaching towards your toes, maybe just to the floor. Trying to stretch out those hamstrings a little bit, lengthening from the spine so that we're not rounding, lengthening, nice, long, straight spine. Couple of more breaths here. One more breath. Relax, rolling all the way back up. Hands come all the way up to the sky again. Exhale, let's fold forwards one more time. See if you can come a tiny bit more further forwards on this second fold. Really folding from the hips rather than the upper back. Looking towards those big toes, energy through the feet. One more breath here. And relaxing, rolling up nice and slowly. Giving the legs a nice shake. So from here, let's bring in our left leg, tucking it up, leaving the right nice and straight. Let that leg fold out to the side. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold and reach towards that front foot. You might have a slight twist towards it. And we're just lengthening again from the base of the spine towards the crown of the head. Again, I don't want anyone to round, I just want you to lengthen. Finding some space so that every inhale you maybe find a little bit of more space, and exhale to soften. Really feel that energy in the back of the leg. One more breath, and exhale, softening up. Let's swap legs. So we'll stand the left foot long this time, bringing in the right, let it fall open. Foot into inner thigh, energy through that front foot, reaching forwards. Inhale to sweep up, look towards the hands. Exhale, soften and fold. Noticing differences on each leg. I know that this hamstring for me is a lot tighter than my other, so I have to be really careful, keeping my spine nice and long, not worrying about how low I can get towards my leg. Really feel the length from base of spine to the crown of my head. One more breath here. And relax. Let's fold over. Sending both legs out long, giving them a nice little shake. Back down. Okay, from here, we're going to bring the legs hip distance apart, feet planted, knees up to the sky. I want you to bring the hands next to your hips, drop back onto your elbows, and then where your elbows are, replace your hands here. From here, we're going to simply tuck the tummy, tuck the pelvis, and start to lift up, engaging the glutes, sending the hips nice and high, open through the chest into reverse tabletop. Energy through the hands, sending those hips high, feeling like you're holding onto something between your thighs. The inner thighs are working. Dropping the head back, but not crunching the back of the neck. One more breath. See if you get even higher with those hips. And lowering back down, softening to the ground. Nice. And from here, we're going to come into our boat pose. So finding that rocking point on our hip bones, you might want to move the flesh. Find the bones. The sits bones are like a fish shape, so there's a point where you can find a little bit of a balance. We're going to sink back. The legs are going to follow and reach out forwards. Keep the hands behind the thighs for a little bit of support. Keep the chest open. And if you want to let go of the thighs and reach forward with the hands, then go ahead. Really opening the chest, lengthening the spine so that we're not rounding here. We're lengthening. Starting to engage that tummy. One more breath. And exhale, folding over the feet, coming back through into our plank position. Lowering through the hands, pulling the heart through to upward dog, sending the hips high to downward dog. And from here, we'll soften and we'll jump forward, lowering back down into our seated position. From here, I want you to find another boat pose. So sinking back, rocking onto those hip bones, releasing the arms. And we're going to slowly come into a couple of twists. So linking the fingers and using those oblique muscles to really tighten the sides of the body, using the core to twist rather than the shoulders. Couple more here. And when you're ready, sinking, crossing the legs, sending the hips back and up. And we're going to go into downward facing dog. And just taking a couple of breaths here. Maybe padding out through the feet. And lowering the knees. And coming back into child's pose. So if you want to raise your hands onto your fingertips, we're going to creep the hands round to the right hand side, stretching out that left shoulder blade. Should feel a really nice opening, stretch through that shoulder, keeping the hands on fingertips, and creeping back to center. Creep round to the left side, feel a nice stretch in the right hand side of the body, the right shoulder blade. And slowly coming back to center, walking hands back towards your body and rolling up. And from here, we're going to drop onto one side and come back round to face me. So Send the legs out long again. This time we're going to do a couple of twists. So if you can bring your feet in and cross them so that you're in a comfortable seat. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up, exhale, right hand comes to left knee. And we're going to simply twist around the spine, looking towards the back of the room, or whatever's behind you. Trying to open the chest and using that hand on knee to help lever yourself round. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, try to find a little bit more twist, a little bit more space. And relax back to center. Let's swap the legs, so whichever leg was in front, we'll cross and have our other leg in front this time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand to right knee this time, twisting around our spine, keeping that axis nice and strong and stable while we pivot around from the base of our spine, looking behind yourself, using that hand on knee to lever yourself round. Breathing, lowering the shoulders. One more breath. And exhale, twisting back round. And we're going to find one more boat pose. So sinking back into those hips, lifting the legs, lengthening the arms away. And from here, see if you can grab your big toes and play with stretching the feet away. They might not go straight, but it makes you really lengthen through the spine because you're reaching towards the toes. You might only get to ankles, you might have knees bent, but just play with your balance here. Stretching the legs, you might want to play with opening the legs, trying to keep the heart lifted. And when you're ready, folding forward, sending the heart forwards, legs back and lowering down. Inhale, halfway lift, up to upward dog. Exhale, up to downward dog. And lower back down to knees, sending the legs round and back out in front of you. So from here, we're going to slowly roll down. So one last test for the core, keeping the legs out in front of you, arms are going to slowly let us sink down. Try to go as slowly as possible so that each bit of your spine hits the ground one by one, hovering at the last point, lowering slowly, the shoulders and the head relax. So from here, we're going to come into a bridge pose. So I want your feet to stay planted, your knees are hip width apart, legs are hip width, your feet are facing forwards, your hands are by the sides of your body. We're going to inhale, we're going to slowly tuck the pelvis, slowly creeping up spine by spine, so that we're resting on the back of our shoulders, upper back, neck is free and long, and we're pushing the hips high. Energy through the inner thighs, through the glutes. One more breath here, send the hips even higher, and exhale. We're going to soften down the opposite way, so upper back to lower back. And when you feel that relaxed, bring the legs in and just have a little rock from side to side. And we're going to do that one more time. So plant the feet. Get yourself ready. We're going to inhale, scoop the pelvis, rolling up from lower back to upper back, resting on those shoulder blades. And this time you might want to interlace the hands underneath you, wiggle the shoulders in even closer, and see if the hips can go even higher. Sending those knees forward so that they're not folding open or in. Hips high as you can, opening through the chest, through the throat. And to come out of that, release the hands, release the shoulders and roll down from upper to lower back, letting that lower back finally relax, bringing the knees in and having a little rock side to side. And let's let the legs come nice and long in front of us. I want you to bring in your right knee, hugging it to the chest like we did at the start of class. And we're going to simply fold it over, bringing that right knee towards the left hand side. Coming into a twist, looking over towards the right. Letting the whole body fold and mellow into the floor. You can close the eyes here if it helps you to focus. Coming back into your own breath. And slowly rolling back, keeping the right foot in. Bring the left foot so that it's planted, tucking that ankle over knee. We're going to thread the arms through and come into a glute stretch. So really sinking into this stretch, feel the glute on the right hand side stretching and relaxing. Keep the left leg nice and soft. Maybe even rocking side to side. You'll find a point where maybe your stretch becomes a little bit more intense. Whatever feels good for you. And slowly relaxing, unfolding the legs and sending them both out long. And just letting the hips relax. So inhale, bring the left leg in this time, hugging knee to chest. We're going to take that left knee over to the right hand side of the room. Sending our arm out long towards the left, looking towards that hand. Feeling a stretch, keeping that left shoulder on the mat if possible. And really sinking into this, feeling a nice twist in the spine. Breathing deeply. And slowly coming back onto your back, keeping the left knee in, bringing that right foot in closer, tucking over so that we have shin on our knee, threading the arms and having the glute stretch on the left. Maybe rocking side to side again here. And unfolding the leg, sending your legs long. One more time. We're going to come into just a fish pose to finish off the asana. So take your arms underneath your pelvis, so you're sitting on your hands. Stretch the feet out nice and long. Inhale, slowly push down through your elbows so that your chest releases and pushes up towards the sky, opening through the throat, toes reaching forwards. Try not to let your head drop back so that you're still engaging the neck. Chest pushing up through the shoulders, up towards the sky, really opening the throat. One more breath here, reaching the toes away. And exhale, bring the head up and slowly release. Untuck the hands. And just finding this Shavasana. Maybe finding something comfortable. If you want to grab blankets, pillows, we're in the joy of our own house, so you've got plenty of comfortable things around you. So just grabbing anything that makes you feel warmer. And we're going to come to lying down on our mat, eyes closed, completely relaxed. You can have your knees bent, maybe so that the feet are on the mat and your knees drop in. Hands can be on the belly, they can be by the side, or your legs can be long. Whichever is comfortable or however space allows you. And we're just going to take a few minutes here to feel the benefits of this practice flooding through our bodies and our minds. So taking a couple of deep breaths here, inhale and exhale, sigh everything out. Inhale and sigh. One more, inhale and sigh everything out. And just taking a few moments to really release every bit of tension in the body. Every thought is disappearing from your mind. And you're just enjoying this feeling of peace washing over you. So on your next breath, I want you to send some breath and some love towards the bottom half of your body, towards your toes, your feet, your ankles. Relaxing the toes, the feet and the ankles. And the lower leg, the knee, the kneecap, completely softening and relaxing. And the thigh, the hamstring, the pelvis, completely softening and relaxing. And the belly, feeling it rise and fall, softening into the earth with every breath. Feeling your chest rise and the muscles between your ribs expand and release with every breath. Feeling your fingertips, your hands, your wrists relax and soften. The lower arm, the elbow, the biceps, triceps completely relaxing. Your shoulders, your shoulder girdle, your collarbone, your neck completely softens and relaxes. And finally your head, your face, your jaw is softened, your tongue is away from the roof of your mouth, your eyeballs, your eyebrows are soft, and your face is completely softening and relaxing. Your whole body should feel relaxed with no tension. And the only thing you should think about is your breath with every inhale and exhale, softening each part of your body and your mind. And on your next breath, sending a little bit of movement to the fingertips, the toes, bringing everything back to life, bringing your breath back into the room. Maybe rocking the head side to side, waking up the neck. And when you're ready, stretching arms overhead, legs down and happy. And bringing knees into chest. Rocking over to your right side, finding your way up to a nice comfortable seat. Keeping the eyes closed if you can. Sending the spine in long, relaxing hands into knees or lap. Seeing if your body feels any different to an hour ago. Seeing if your mind feels any different. Do you feel more relaxed, a little less anxious maybe? Just trying to take this feeling forwards for maybe even just an hour, or maybe for a couple of days for the rest of the week. And slowly bring your arms out to the side, hugging yourself, giving yourself a huge hug, sending yourself some love. Thanking yourself for practicing today and thanking your body for practicing with me. Bringing heart towards the hands, bowing the head. Namaste. Thank you guys. I hope you'll feel a little bit more invigorated, warm, free, a bit more loose in the spine. And if you have any feedback, questions, please feel free to email me, send me any comments, any thoughts. And I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know how you all are. I miss you all and sending you all lots of love. See you soon.